Good morning, everybody. Let me switch my cameras here at my desktop so you can see me. I'm here. All right, there we are. Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Creating Cards with Debbie. I want to thank you for being here with me today. And be sure that you like and share the video on Facebook. And also, if you're watching on YouTube later, hit that subscribe button and also that little bell on there. You'll be notified when I go live. So I appreciate you being here today. Today is Monday, April 14th, 2025. And tomorrow is tax day. So hopefully everybody's got theirs done. All right. So I am Debbie Foster, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in the United States. I am in Bismarck, Arkansas, which is 20 miles south of Hot Springs, Arkansas. So let's go ahead and get to our housekeeping notes, but I want to make sure that everybody comes on here and you say hello when you come on so I can say hello back to you. And if you want, you can also say where you're watching me from. It's kind of fun to see where everybody is. So let me go ahead and get right into my desktop here and we'll get started. Let me switch my cameras. All right. So like I said, I'm creating cards with Debbie. And oops, ignore the March host code. We don't have that anymore. Well, you just ignore it. I'm creating cards with Debbie. And we're not using the host code anymore like we had been. So we've got Stampin' Up! Has started a new thing going on. So with every $20 that you spend in my store, you can earn 10% off of that. And you would be able to use that onto your next order, which let me explain that a little bit. If you spend $20, you'd get $2 to spend later. So whatever your total is, 20, 40, whatever, it's 10% of your total. That's before taxes. So it's a new program that they're starting, and it's kind of good that you're going to get to have money back that you don't have to spend. You get a discount. So, all right. If you have any questions on that, reach out to me. I'd be very happy to tell you more about it. All right, so I'm going to start out with our paper pumpkin kit. We have a brand new month. It's called Mountain Majesties. Let me get that in the camera view there. Okay, Mountain Majesties, and it's to celebrate Father's Day, birthdays, and beyond. It's kind of a mountainy kind of look. And what it says about that is it says create Father's Day cards with layered mountain landscapes. Easy for me to say. It makes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs with 9 coordinating envelopes. It's got pre-cut vellum and paper pieces, watercolor card bases, and coordinating envelopes. And the Stampin' Spot that you get with this one is going to be Misty Moonlight. Okay, and it's got a little extra note here. It says includes vellum pieces for layering and sentiments tailored to men. Right. And along with that, you can, when you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, you're able to buy the add-on dies that go along with. It'd be April, May. Here's April, May, and June for only $12. And the item number is 166238. So don't miss out on that. Paper Pumpkin is increasing their subscription rates. So the new price is going to be $27 for a kit, but that includes your shipping. There's no shipping charge on there. And you can also earn the Stampin' Rewards on that also. So it says beginning April 15th, the new Stampin' Rewards program allows anyone to earn rewards on all commissionable Stampin' Up! Purchase. Because Paper Pumpkin subscription prices are increasing, both customers who have opted in Stampin' Rewards and demonstrators will now be able to earn Stampin' Rewards on regular price Paper Pumpkin subscriptions. Okay, so that goes in effect April 15th, so that's tomorrow. Okay, if new subscribers purchase pay-as-you-go, which is a monthly or prepaid subscriptions on April 15th or after, they'll earn rewards right away on the first month of their subscription. So that's good. So the pay-as-you-go, you'd earn $2 on that one. And you can build those up through the year. I believe we have a year to use them. Okay, and we've also added some new kits to our store. We've got Essential Occasions kit, and this one is $13. It makes 6 cards, one each of 6 designs. Okay, and another kit that's been added is the paper bouquet kit, and you can make your own bouquet of flowers and they won't have to die. I struggle sometimes keeping my flowers alive. All right, this is the paper pumpkin kit, and that's $22. And then we've got the Loveliest Wishes kit. And that one, if I can turn the page here. Guess my hands are dry after working with paper all the time. That one is $14. And that makes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs also. So that's our new kits that they've added just this month, just the last few days. And we are still in annual catalog, which is our 2024 to April 2025 book. And we are also still in, my page turned back here, so let me get my book right so you can see it. Well, I'm not having any luck here. I am fumble fingers this morning. Oh, where's page 1 at? All right, here we got it. Took me a while. I had my page marked for the items that we're using today. So this is our mini catalog. It's started in January and it runs until April 2025. So if you have any items in here that you want to get before it goes retired, be sure that you put your order in the next few days. There's a lot of things that are on last chance also, so you might want to check the column that says last chance items. And if there's anything there that you might want or need, you're able to get it before it's gone, because once they're gone, they're gone. And then we've got our new annual catalog that is starting May 6th. So that'll be starting May 6th, our new catalog. And we'll have new online exclusives also coming out at that time. I can't open the catalog right now, not until it goes live, but you can kind of get a sneak peek of some of the things on there. This looks like a good stamp set. You make me smile. Have a lovely, it's a bloom day where you're planted. Hello, let joy. So a little bit of sneak peek, and here's the back of it. Lots of flowers. All right, I think that's all that we have to go into. Whoops, I didn't notifications are clicking on here. I apologize for that. Like I said, say hello when you come on, and we will get started. We're going to be using the Storybook Friends Bundle, and this is in the mini catalog, and it has a whole suite of products here. So let me open this up and show you better. So it starts on page 24. It has 2 different bundles in here in that suite. I'm going to be using the Storybook Friends today, and the dies that go along with that, and the ribbon and the pearls. And we're going to be using the, what is this called? It's the Timeless Plaid 6x6 inch paper, designer series paper. And then also the Designer Series paper 12 by 12. And that's the Storybook Moments, it's called. And I'm kind of thinking that's going to carry over into our online exclusives because I checked my inventory list this morning, and some of the items that we're using right now aren't available until, I think it said May 12th. But I already had my class already done up here, so I didn't have time to change it. Otherwise, I'd have to cancel my live today. So we're just going to go ahead and use the plan, and you could also substitute with other items in place of that if you didn't want to wait until May 12th to get your order in. So let's get started with that. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I want to apologize for not being here last Monday. We were supposed to go on camping, but then the friends that we're going to go with, they had trouble with their electrical part of their camper, so they had to come back home. So we decided to cancel ours too. But I will be going camping again next week, the 22nd, until that Friday. So I should be here that Monday. We're not going to go until Tuesday. So I should still be able to do my live next Monday. So I need to record some ahead of time. So I have some in just in case I can't go live one day, but I hadn't gotten to it yet. All right, so here's our first card. It's a Happy Easter card. I know Easter is this Sunday, but you could also say Happy Birthday or something in place of the Easter. You wouldn't have to have Easter if you didn't want, if you're not mailing out any cards. But here's our first card, Happy Easter. And I haven't put anything in the inside, so we're going to do that today while we're working on it. So let me put this aside and we shall get started. Get all my bits and pieces out here. I know I didn't post last night that I was going to go live today, so I hope everybody found me this morning. I got little bits in there to get out. All right. The embossing folder that we're using is the Cute Crochet 3D embossing folder. I've already done that ahead of time. So let me give you the measurements here first. Get my instructions out here. I forgot those. See if I can't stay a little more organized today. That's difficult for me some days. Okay, we're going to start out with our card base, which is our boho blue that is retiring, and I believe I've seen that it's all gone. So you might have to change card stacks if you, or card base colors, if you want to do this card over again. It would work with any colors, so that's no problem, I don't think. So anyway, this is going to be our card base. It's 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, and I've scored it in the center at 5 1/2 inches. So let me burnish that fold line good. And we'll turn that over, and we'll set that aside for a moment. Our next layer is our basic white. Oh, no, I'm jumping the gun. I got Misty Moonlight first. Misty Moonlight is 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches, and that's going to be our mat that goes onto our card. Now we're going to do the embossed layer. This is our basic white, and it is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and I embossed it with that folder, the Cute Crochet. So I've got something on there. There it is. All right, we're going to place that onto our little mat here. We're just going to have a tiny little edge going around. All right, I use my adhesive of choice, my Tombow glue, green glue, liquid glue. And we're going to place that onto that Misty Moonlight mat. And try not to get my head in the camera here. I'm trying to make sure I'm going even all the way around. And that looks fairly good. And I'm going to set that aside for a moment. We're going to work on our designer series paper layers. All right, our first layer is going to be, it comes from the plaid that was in that suite of products, the timeless plaid. And I'm using this pattern right here. And this measures 2 1/4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And we're just going to put that down on top of our embossed layer. There's a hitchhiker there, a little dimensional backing, or mini glue dot backing, I guess it was. I find them all over the place. All right, I'm going to turn this sideways so I can get that put on there straight. I'm going to put it pretty much in the center, the middle of this embossed layer. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and put that onto my card front. Got that much done. Does anybody have big plans for Easter? All right, now I'm going to put that onto our card front, leaving a small border going around. Oops, I slide this side over a little bit more. Oops. It's one thing about the liquid glue, you got time to wiggle it if you need to move it at all. That looks pretty good. And we're going to set that aside. No, we're not done. Bring it back over here. I've got another designer series paper from that same pack. Don't die. Yeah. It's this pattern right here. And this one measures 3 inches by 3 5/8 inches. And that's going to go across the center of our previous DSP layer. And I'm going to put it the wide side across the middle. All right, so that's what our card looks like so far. There's more. All right, so I used the dies that go along with that. And I am using the frame that is, so this one, yeah, this frame for the die. And I cut out my layers. And did I not cut? Oh, it doesn't matter. All right, I'm going to use this to put my designer series paper onto. And I've already die cut that out. It's our little rabbit. And that's going to fit onto this layer. And then we're going to put that inside of the picture frame. Let me put this down there first. This is out of the paper. I just die cut it out of the paper. I love that paper. I'm thinking it might come back in the online exclusives. I don't see it in the new catalog, but it was on not orderable. So I'm thinking that they're going to put in online exclusives. I hope, because it's so cute. I love this paper. And I'll scooch that around and get a good edge. I'm going to trim this down a little bit. Let me get my paper snips over here. Just trim that off a little bit. What I did is I cut out the framework And then the center part, I use that to mark where I wanted to fussy cut my paper out. So, and that'll go into the center there. And I don't have any tape over here. So I'm going to position this on here with the center first, and then we'll add the framework to it. So probably going to say right about there. So let's glue that down with our glue, our adhesive. How many of you have this bundle? I love it. At first I thought maybe it was too kiddish, that it wouldn't be for adults, but I think the adults enjoy it too. So, all right, I'm going to add some glue to the back of our picture frame. Just a little goes a long way. Okay, then we're going to fit that over the top of our bunny picture. All right, so there we have our bunny in place. And next we are going to, I fussy cut some of the flowers out of the paper, and those are going to go one up here and another one, can't see it, another one down here at the bottom corner. I'm going to add some glue to that flower, put that upper right side. I'm just butting it up right against that second layer of Designer Series paper. And this one we're going to put at the bottom left-hand corner. Hope I got my flower right. Maybe like that. All right, and then I've tied a bow, double bow, using, this is the Pack Your Bags Twine 3-pack. So we're going to use the blue. And that's going to go at the top of our picture frame. So let me grab a mini glue dot. I've got glue on my fingers, it's sticking to me. And these are the glue dots that come out of our paper pumpkin kits. All right, and we're going to set that right about there. And push that into our mini glue dot. And I think I'm going to trim this one off a little bit shorter. All right, there we got that so far. Now we're going to add some gems to this, and I'm going to be using the antique pearl. My dog got a hold of my sheet and tore it up. All right, we're going to use our Take Your Pick tool, and we're going to take off 3. I'm going to do 1 large, 1 medium, and 1 small. So I'm going to put 1 in here, and a medium down here, and a small one is going to go up in this area. All right, so there's our card so far. Now let's do the sentiment. We're going to do Happy Easter. Stamp's too far away from me to reach here. I'm going to use the sentiment that is in the translucent florals. I'm going to be using the happy birthday, but I only want the happy, so I'm going to mark off the birthday. Let me grab some washi tape here. We're going to cover birthday on our stamp. If I can find the end of my washi tape here. Okay, let's see how we do here. I'm going to cover up the birthday. And give me another one there just to make sure it stays in place. And I'm going to use my black Memento ink to do that with. No, I used Misty Moonlight ink pad. We're going to stick with the blues. Misty Moonlight. And a scrap of white here. Yeah, a little scrap here. We're going to use that piece. And we'll ink up just the happy. Don't forget to take your tape off. And all right, there's our happy. And then we're going to use the Easter. Oh, that's spring. Wrong one. Okay, now we got Easter greetings. We're only going to use the Easter on this one. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put some washi tape over the happy. All right, no, I take that back, over the greetings. And I'm going to do another one just to be sure. Oh, Amber, you're watching me on your TV? Wow, that makes me bigger. I'm guilty of that too. I have a smart TV in my craft room. That's what I do too. I watch it on the TV, my YouTube videos of everybody, and sometimes myself to see how bad I sound. All right, so inking up the Easter. And we'll stamp that onto our scrap paper, our basic white. And close up our ink pad. And we're going to fussy cut these. Well, snip it down. So there's our Easter. Now we'll do the happy. Happy, happy. All right, let me clear up my mess here. Should have got my basket over here closer. I've got some on the floor, but that's okay. We'll take care of that later. This one's crooked. There. All right, so happy is going to go up here onto our designer series paper, and the other one is going to go, Easter is going to go right there. So it'll be Happy Easter. Try not to make it come out too fast. I'll have a mess here. All right, so Happy Easter. Do y'all send out Easter cards at all? I might just give to my ladies in my Sunday school class. I like to give them a little treat on some of the special holidays. All right, so happy Easter. And now we're going to work on the inside. And we've got our basic white, 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And what should I stamp on that? I think I'm going to go with Hope Your Day is a Happy One. And that comes from it comes from the So Sincere stamp sets. Hope Your Day is a Happy One. And this is an online exclusive in my store if you're looking for it. All right, bring my Misty Moonlight pad back over here. And we'll ink up that sentiment and put it on the inside. And we'll see how straight we are. It looks good. Usually I'm crooked. Close that up. And we're going to bring over a strip of that same Designer Series paper, then plaid. I'm going to put that across the side here. And I'll have to do some trimming on this. So I'm just going to add my glue to my basic white layer. And then we'll place that down. Okay. And we'll snip off that excess. And then we can put that on the inside of our card. Oops. A little more across the bottom. I think my bottle's getting towards the end here. Got to shake it down. All right, now that goes on the inside of our card. And get that straight. That looks good. I'm doing good on straight things today. Better knock on wood. I'll probably jinx myself. Okay, so here's our first card. Happy Easter. And like I said, you could make this happy birthday, thinking of you or whatever. So it doesn't have to be an Easter card per se. And the inside, hope your day is a happy one. All right, so that's card number 1. And I'm going to clean off my stamps here until I go on with the next one. Got a strange message on my watch here. Check that out later. All right, I'll put these back in my tray. Extra one there. All right. My instructions back on the card so I can find them again. All right, so our next card is using that same bundle, Storybook Friends. And it's another Easter card, but like I said, you can change that to whatever sentiment you like. Birthday, thinking of you, get well soon, or anything. So it says, Happy Easter. And the inside says, hope your day is a happy one. I'm using the same sentiment. Okay, let's get started with number 2. There's not a whole lot of stamping on here, just the greeting on the front, and then the greeting on the inside is all the stamping we're doing. So it saves a little time. I'm going to start out with our Calypso Coral cardstock. And this is our card base. It's 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. And then it's scored in the center at 5 1/2 inches. And we're just going to fold that and burnish that fold line. Where'd I put my bone folder? Oh, I put it away. That's why I couldn't find it. All right. So there's our card base. It's going to go open this way. So it's going to be a little bit different fold. It'll open this way. All right. And then we've got my bits and pieces out here. And again, I'm using that designer series paper, and we're using these two right here. And that was the Timeless Plaid 6x6 paper. Okay, so our first designer series paper is 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And I've got a little strip of that Calypso coral, and this is 1 inch by 5 3/8 inches. And we're going to stamp on that. We're going to stamp. I don't have it on my block yet. Let me grab that. We're going to do a little brick wall that's in the set, this one here. So let me get that out here. Grab a block. And hope I have them. Yeah. We're using a Calypso Coral stamp pad. So let's ink this up. I'm going to put a piece of scrap paper underneath me so I don't make a mess on my tabletop surface. So I'm going to ink that up with the Calypso Coral. And I'm going to go across this 1 inch sheet, 1 by 5 3/8 inches. Yeah. So it doesn't matter in the middle because that's going to be covered up. I was second guessing myself. All right, while we're doing that stamping, we can just as well do our sentiment also. And this was cut, the framework was, let me show you which one. I'm using this frame. I cut that out of the Calypso Coral. And then I cut it again with the basic white. So I'd have the white layer for the inside, you know, fit right in there. All right. Let me go ahead and finish this part first. So we're going to lift up our paper. No, it goes there. Okay. I got the wrong side. That's what's throwing me off. I want that side. All right. And this is going to go across the center of that. I had myself confused here. It didn't look right to me because I had the wrong side of the designer series paper. All right, make sure that your wall is going the right direction, that your rocks are like they're supposed to be. And this just fits across the center of that. And let me scooch a little bit up. Okay, so it'll look like this. All right, let's add that to our card print. I guess I was out of camera view there. I'm sorry. All right, so like I said, we're going to be opening this sideways. And that goes onto our card front. All right, there we are so far. But we're not finished. We're going to have another piece of that Calypso Coral. And this is okay, it's 4 1/4 inches by 3 1/2 inches. I thought I forgot to write down the measurements. And this one is 4 by 3 1/4 inches, and that's going to fit right over the top of this small Calypso coral. Oh, come on. Okay, and that goes onto that layer. And now we can add that to the top of our card front. I made these cards a couple weeks ago, so it's some things I'm not remembering how to do, so it's taking a while to come back to me. Maybe it's that senior thing. All right, this is going to go in the center. And these lines help me. I can get it straight. I just follow those. All right, so far. All right, so we're going to bring our picture frame over here, and we're going to stamp our sentiment, which I'm going to use the Happy Easter. No, Easter greetings. That's what we're using this time. Did I clean that off? I don't think I did. All right. All better. Tap it dry a little bit. Okay, and stamp that right in the center of that basic white. And I'm going to lay this down. All right, put a little glue behind the frame. I wonder if I'm still in camera view. I'm looking at my laptop. All right, this is going to go down, but I'm going to keep it more to the left side because we're going to fit our bunnies next to the right side, next to the frame. Let me see if that's straight. I think it is right there. I hope so. And this will go in the center of that. So some more glue here. Don't put it upside down, Deb. I almost did. Good thing I looked at it to double check it. All right, so here's our card so far. Easter greetings. And I've already fussy cut our paper. And this comes from the Storybook Moments. And it doesn't show which one I cut out. Let me find that for you. I can find another one like it. I love this paper. I sure hope it does carry over. Which one was it? Was it this one? There's that ink pad out of there. They got different ones. They're not that hard to fussy cut, so I took the time and did that ahead of time. So adorable. All right, now we're going to place our rabbits onto dimensionals. I have a sheet over here. Got little ones there. Huh. Digging into my stash over here. I found some. I think these probably came with my paper pumpkin kit also. Oh, I had one there. Okay, let's use this one. I already had one out. I didn't see that. All right, and we can get started. I misplaced my rabbits there for a minute. It had me worried. And I'm using my Take Your Pick tool to pop the dimensionals off of the paper, and then I'll use it to pop off the backings to my dimensionals. When you don't have fingernails, this works wonderful. Yeah, my husband said I'm not a good back scratcher because I don't have any fingernails. They're all short. All right, so let's place this down at the bottom corner. And don't cover up your greeting too much. So I think I'm going to place them right there. That looks good. Must be the daddy and son. All right, Easter greetings. Then we're going to add it's a triple bow that I made out of our linen thread. And that's going to go up top here. So bring back those glue dots. And I'll take your pick tool to get one off. Press that into it. And we need to trim those tails. They're way too long. And let's go ahead and stamp our inside here. Remember, it goes this way, not this way. And we're going to stamp Hope Your Day. Yeah, hope your day is a happy day. Happy one. And I'll do it up in the upper left-hand corner. And then I've got a strip of that Designer Series paper that we're going to put along the bottom. And doesn't matter which side you use, I guess. They're both pretty. And I've used both of them on the cards, so both sides. All right. Try to pick it up without getting glue all over my fingers. Thank you, Carolyn. Is it Caroline or Carolyn? And I see that you're watching on YouTube. So be sure you hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified when I go live. I'd appreciate it. Well, I've got a little hangover here. I need to snip those off first. I'd rather have it too long than not long enough. I can always cut off the excess. It's harder to add it back. Line. You're in the UK. Oh, okay. I think you were watching a couple weeks ago too. Was that you? Well, plugging up on me. There we go. Thank you, Becky. I know I didn't post yesterday that I was going live today, so I was worried I might not have any viewers, but it's looking good. Okay, so thanks for coming back again, Caroline. I appreciate that so much. All right, so here's the inside of our card. Hope your day is a happy one. and in the front of our card, but we need some bling on there, so we're going to add some adhesive backed Sunny Day Iridescent dots. And I'm going to be using the orangey ones. And I'm just going to use the large ones on this one, 3 of those. So I'm going to put one there. One next to that. I got some putty or something on that one. And straighten that up a little bit. And one more. And I guess I'll put it right over here in the corner. Clean up a little bit here, and I'll show you the card. Okay, Easter greetings. And like I said, you could change the greeting. It doesn't have to be Easter. Okay, so that's card number 2. And my instructions back on the cards. I don't lose them. All right, and then card number 3. Okay, what time is it where you are, Caroline? We're morning here. All right, there's our next card. Move our scrap out of there. Oh, 5:22 p.m. Oh, okay. You're at supper time. Supper or dinner, depends on what you call it, where you're from. I guess we usually call it supper. I don't know. All right, so here's a little fun fold that we're going to do on this one. It says Easter greetings again, but like I said, you can change that to any sentiment you like. And then it opens like this. It says Happy Spring on the inside. So here's kind of a visual of what it looks like. Okay, set him up there. And we're using Wild Wheat cardstock, and this measures, all right, I've got my measurements here. Let me take a peek. Okay, 11 inches by 4 1/4 inches. And then I've scored it at 2 1/8 inches, 4 1/4 inches, 5 1/2 inches. So we're going to burnish those edges. I'm going to fold it in half first. Burnish that line. And then I'm going to burnish this line. And again, this one. So your card will go like this. Did I go somewhere? All right. This one goes that way. This one goes, well, I'm second guessing myself here. All right, so that's our side panel, and then it goes like, it still doesn't come out right. Like that. No? I'm having problems here. Why am I having problems? Okay. Like that. So this layer, this short, I think that's a, was there one? So the smaller flap is going to be glued down to the card base. Okay, thank you, Caroline. All right, So we're going to grab our glue and we're just going to glue this down. And then maybe I'll get rid of the confusion that way. And it's going to be like a book fold, kind of. And just making sure that's sticking good. And like this. And then again like that. All right. And our second part of our card is wild wheat. And this measures 4 1/4 inches by 3 1/4 inches. And it's going to be our front flap. So it's going to go on there like this. I don't know if the camera's going to show it that well. All right. So I'm going to start decorating the card first. And using the Storybook Friends paper. All right, I've got one designer series paper here that was that in that pack? I'm jogging my memory here, trying to remember which pack it came out of. Okay, I believe this one came out of the Timeless Plaid. So it's a strip that is 1 inch by 4 inches, 1 by 4. That's going to go onto this layer that you glued down to make the seam, the book binding. All right, glue. We're going to shake, shake, shake it. And that's going to go on this small score line. Okay, like that so far. And our next one, we're going to did I cut one? No, I got it right. All right, so this is going to come back this way. I want to put it right there. And then the other one goes over on this side. Make sure it wasn't upside down. I looked at the pattern on the back side to get an idea. Yep, they're both right. Those two will go there. So we can go ahead and attach them. I'll have the instructions on my blog probably later today. I think I'll be able to get to it. And that has all the measurements on it. And my blog address is in the description of the video, so you can get it from there. All right, one layer down, one to go. It's cute on the other side too. It's got the gardening things. And this reminds me of old-time wallpaper. I think my mom had that in her dining room one time. Well, come on. I'm gonna have to grab a new bottle. There we go. Wasn't holding my mouth right, I guess. Made it go work. All right, this is going to go on that fold line next to where it's glued down to your cards. So it'll look like this. And then we're going to start working on our front flap, and that's going to go over this area. And let me decorate that with our designer series paper first. I've got this pattern, and this is 3 inches by 4 inches, 3 by 4. And glue that down to that. Well, I'm going to open a new bottle here. Yeah, let's open a new bottle. I'm tired of shaking. We've got one right here we can grab. I guess I opened this one already. No, that's an old one. Wrong one. Now we've got a new bottle with a tear strip on the side. Take that off. And there's our glue. It comes out faster now. All right. And this is going to go onto this layer. Leaving the edge going all around it. All right. And that's going to go onto this. I'm just going to put glue on this flap itself. I'm not going to put it on this piece because otherwise I'll have glue all over the place. Just put it on this area. And make sure we're going right side up. And attach it. Make sure all my lines are straight. All right, I'm going to put a block on that and hold it down for a while. Just use that one. I didn't clean that stamp either. All right, so next I've got that same frame that's cut with this. The Storybook Friends dies. And I've already cut that, but we're going to have it facing this direction. And this is the center. We're just going to use the center of this one also. And let me bring our card back over here, and we'll put this picture frame down on top of that. We had to take our cat to the vet last week, and come to find out the reason he was sick was because he's diabetic. So we had to start doing insulin shots twice a day. Well, first few days it went good. Yesterday morning we tried to give him a shot before we went to church and stuff, and we picked him up and everything, put him up on the counter so we could get a good look at where he needs to be stuck at. And he started freaking out. He bit my husband's hand, drew blood on him, and then his claws, back claws, went crazy, flying all over the place. So he got me 5 times in the arm. So you're probably seeing my battle scars. This one's covered up, but I've got one there, one there, one there, and then one down between my fingers, and then one here. So needless to say, we're not going to put him through all that. We're just going to let nature's run its course, I guess. I don't know. He's only 7 years old, but if we can't give the shots, there's not much we can do. I don't know. But he is JoJo's buddy. They're partners in crime, so I hate it for her. Yes, it is a pretty frame, isn't it? You can do it this way or you can do it this way. It works good both ways. All right, so then we've got our bunny. And these were, I don't know if I can show you very well. I have another sheet in here? I don't think I do. Okay, it's got the cutouts. Well, not cutouts, they're punched. You just punch them out of the paper. And I just pushed all mine out of the paper and put them into a plastic bag. So I have them handy so I don't lose them. Otherwise, they kind of do come loose off the paper and you could lose them. So I went ahead and punched them all out and put them in a baggie to save. Yeah, Caroline, I know. I hate it. It's only been a year ago that we had to put our dog down, and now the cat. So I don't know. We love our fur babies, but it's so hard. We end up losing one of them. Okay, so we're going to put dimensionals behind this bunny. And she's pretty cute. Not sure if she's talking to somebody or she's looking at somebody. Let's take a pick tool. So I'm going to call the vet this afternoon and see what he says. Yeah, Caroline, we can't put him outside either because he's declawed. My husband mentioned doing that, and I said no. I don't think that would go over very good. He's declawed on the front claws, but the back ones is ones that he nailed us with, and he just went berserk on us. So I said, fine, after all of our battle scars. All right, so we're going to add a bow, and I made a bow using the white woven ribbon. This is really pretty. It goes with everything. And you could color this with your Stampin' blends also. Oh, wow, Becky. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. We put peroxide on ourselves and all that stuff. Yeah, Caroline, I see your point too, but I don't know. We did when he was a baby because we didn't want our furniture scratched up, I guess. So, but I have heard that it is cruel from different places. All right, then we've got a little bow. I'd made a small single bow, and that's going to go up top here and bring back our glue dots. So we've got 2 cats outside, and then we've got the 2 inside cats. So Cooter is the one that's sick, and Tabby, she's doing fine. She's the oldest, so she's hanging in there. And not much for medical reasons, just she's got allergies. That's all. So I guess we're lucky that way. All right, we'll place that bow on there. And next, we're going to be using the iridescent foil gems. Maybe if I can get into the package, we will. Where's it open at? There it is. I should cut off the one end. I guess I didn't do it with this one yet. And we're going to take 3 of those. Oh, I've got to finish the inside yet, but let's go ahead and put our gems down. I'll stick with the larger ones. I'm going to put one right there on that side of the frame, and the other one over here, and another one at the bottom. There. So 3. I do odd numbers. All right, so let's bring our things back over here. I've got a strip of white. It's just like, what is it, like a 3/4 of an inch. We're going to stamp our greeting onto there. And then I've got a basic white for the inside, which is 1 7/8 by 4. And that's going to be our inside layer here that we're going to stamp on, write on. And then I've got a little strip of designer series paper, which is 3/4 inches by 2 inches, or 1 7/8. 1 7/8 is going to go across the bottom of this one. But I'm going to stamp that first in case I mess up somehow. That's always a possibility. All right, bring my black memento ink over here. And we're going to use that Easter greetings again. And I got to clean that. Get my simple chamois out here. Clean that off. And I think I had another one over here that needed cleaning. I don't know where I put it. Well, that's a noisy truck. It's got bad brakes or something. All right. Which one did I use? I have lost my Easter greeting one. Oh, it's right here. Right in front of me. And then we're going to use Happy Spring on the inside. So let's go ahead and stamp the inside layer first. Oh, I just tapped on that. I got a bunch of ink on that one. And that looks okay. Could have been a little better, but it's okay. Yeah, no, I'm going to turn it over and redo it. That's why we have two sides to every cardstock paper. Thank you, Caroline. All right, and Easter greetings on this one. This goes in here. And that goes there. Easter greetings. All right, close up that ink pad before I have black ink all over everything, which I'm good at doing. All right, so let's go ahead and finish the inside. We're going to add this little strip of Designer Series paper to the bottom of that white layer. And just along the edge of the bottom, I'm going to leave a little white showing on the bottom of it. And attach that to the inside. And I'm going to line them up with my other two. Let's see, pull this up here so you can see it. With my other Designer Series paper so that they're even. All right. And I'm going to fussy cut this out. So snip that off, make it easier to handle. And I'm just going to go around my words, leave a little white space around them. Okay. Here's our Easter greetings, and that's going to go at the bottom of the front of our card. All right. Down you go. All right. Easter greetings. It opens like this. Happy Spring on the inside. And if you wanted to, you could put another layer of white cardstock on the back, and you can have more room to write if you wanted to. But Easter greetings, happy spring. That's our third card. I hope you enjoyed all of our cards today. Be sure that you like and share the video. And if you're watching on YouTube, I think there's a share button on there too. So if you do that for me, I'd appreciate it. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right. So next week is going to be, what is it? It's April. Okay. I was just looking at my calendar. I got a doctor appointment Wednesday. Forgot about that. Okay. It'll be April 21st, 2025. And that's the day after Easter. So the following day, I'm going to be gone the 22nd to the 25th camping, but it won't interfere with my lives at all. So shouldn't be any problem there. So I'll see you back here again next week. Same time, same channels. And y'all have a good week. Let me bring my cards out here so we can show them off a little bit. This one, and our first one with the bow messed up. There we go. So, not really getting them all in camera view here. I'm seeing how I can do this. All right, so there's our 3 cards. Bye, Carolyn. Thank you for coming. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I need to send out more cards than what I do. I'm guilty there, but postage is going up again, so I don't know. It's getting expensive to ship anything anymore. All right, so there's our 3 cards for today, and we used the Storybook Friends Bundle. So this is one of my favorites. All right, so until next time, y'all have a good rest of the week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.